Welcome everybody to a brand new season of the DuPont World Series of Racing here in 2016. 36 drivers will take the field this year and they will all run for the championship. A lot of changes have been made to all the teams so far this season. A couple teams gone, a couple of new teams emerging from the shadows, in which we will now be taking a look at the drivers that will be competing for the championship this year. Starting off in the Chevy camp for S3 Motorsports. A lot of big and surprising changes for this team this year, as Deanna SHELTON driving the number 5 this season, replacing Jordan Davis. A lot of people were surprised by this signing, although possibly not too surprising. Deanna SHELTON, a known friend of the Sanford family, and she's going to be getting a top tier equipment for this year compared to the last couple of years for her. Gene Sanford, the Patriots Trophy champion from last year, taking over for her brother Charles Sanford, who has been driving the 24 for basically the last decade. Charles Sanford will be dropping down to a Patriots Trophy entry instead, and Cody Lamas looking to redeem himself after coming up short in last year's championship. Similar to SC Motorsports, Michael Block Racing has made significant changes to their driver lineup for 2016. Kris WASCHER, who has been driving for Young Motorsports the past couple of years, will be taking his talents to MBR this year, driving the 2017, formerly 017 that Alan Cavanera used to drive. Michael Block, always in the number 29, not surprising there, looking to finally get a championship. He's still waiting on one, still got to get one. And then Joshua Michaels, the third and final car, taking over the 33, formerly the 3 team that Zach Rogers used to drive. The Canadian came up just short in the Division II championship last year and finished out the season substituting for the suspended Zach Rogers and did quite well enough that MBR offered him a contract for this year. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs. Switching over to the Toyota camp as Red Bull Racing, surprisingly no driver lineup changes for this year. All the same from last year, and all rookies last year, and now all sophomores this year. It's Jesse Turner in the 82 car. After having a very, very impressive rookie season, winning 3 races in his first year, he has been tagged to the 82 again this year. And a lot of people are predicting him to be a huge factor in the championship this year. Jesse Turner has been very impressive so far. The former Oval Racing champion could be a major threat. Michael Cavanera returning to his 83 car. A lot of curiosity regarding this team, as 83 team had a lot of potential last year, but a lot of bad luck. And Skylar Johnson returning to the 84 team, still probably feeling like the black sheep, as she's still looking for her first win compared to her other teammates that have already scored multiple. This will be a very important season for her, as she is on a contract year. Switching to the Toyota Incorporated camp, Tamur DELIC replacing the now absent John Cittadino. Tamur DELIC has spent the last couple of years driving for top and bottom tier equipment. The Serbian-Bosnian driver, definitely looking to try and improve upon this year. And Charles Jackson, the co-owner of the team, still residing in the 54 for 2016. Some good news for this team. They have upgraded to the 2016 Toyotas compared to last year when they ran the 2014 and a 2015 season. We're not quite sure how this team will perform. They haven't been the fastest in preseason testing, but we will see how they perform this year. Harlequin Motorsports, as we head over to the BMW camp. Harlequin Motorsports last year had probably one of the best seasons they've ever had as a team, as they managed to score a championship under Ian Dutta. Shaun GALLIGHAN returns to the 44 as per usual, and Ian Dutta the defending champion in the 55. The Brazilian definitely looking to defend his championship the best he can after basically stealing the championship in the last couple of rounds of the season. It will be interesting to see how he holds up as he is now a defending champion. And Zachary Fitzwater, the Australian, keeping the number 59 this year. Definitely on a contract year this year, as Harper Motorsports initially didn't want to sign him, but Fitzwater is going to need to impress for Harper Motorsports and BMW this year if he wants to keep a ride. Cybertron Motorsports now. For the first time in a long time, this team is actually making a change to their driver lineup. FIBROSIS remaining in the 9 as per usual, as he is under a lifetime contract. Josh Travel, a brand new rookie for this year, ran a couple of Pages Trophy races, ran Division 2 full-time last season with some moderate success. The Welsh driver looking to impress as he's taking over the 10 from Jacob Anthony. And DJ Curtis looking to go for the championship along with his teammates this year. Gonna be interesting. We're gonna be interesting to see how the 19 performs, as that team has always been very fast, and they wish to rebound from what probably could say was an underwhelming 2015 for them. The Allen family racing team, what a year they had last year, with Vincent Allen and Vladimir Petrov returning this year after what was a phenomenal 2015. Each driver was scoring multiple wins and running for the championship. Vincent Allen, of course, part of the family and part of the team. That's why it's called AFRT, I guess. But Vincent Allen had his best career season last year, definitely looking to continue upon his momentum. And rookie sensation Vladimir Petrov, no longer labeled as a rookie, as he'll be entering his sophomore year and looking to avoid the sophomore slump after almost winning the championship. The Russian definitely has earned a lot of popularity and a lot of respect from a lot of drivers really quickly, and he's expected to have a very long career. And it's going to be fun to see how AFRT continues on from their success from last season. Glacier. Man, 2015 was just not a good year for this team. After running for the championship back in 2014, this team has hit a slump. They'll be joining AFRT this year, driving a pair of Volkswagens, which is surprised a couple of people. They were still looking to try and get Renault back for this year, but unfortunately they wouldn't play ball, and Mitsubishi decided to just leave the series instead of offering support to any teams this year, which is quite a shame, actually. However, their driver lineup has not changed. Canadian Shaun Angel, after getting his first career win last year, will be continuing his adventures with the team. And Jordan Smith looking to finally get back into the championship hunt after missing a lot of a success that he had from 2014. Young Motorsports. Going to be an interesting team to talk about this year, as the Young Motorsports team are keeping Dodges. They are running a new chassis for Dodge with the Dodge Dart, so a lot of people are very excited for that, as the Dodge Dart has been something a lot of people have been claiming for this series for a long time. Dillon Young, the team owner, still keeping with his own team, driving the number 2 car, looking to end his winless streak that he started about in late 2014. Seth Cole returning to the 12 cars per usual. He has good ties with the Young Motorsports family in a team overall. And then surprising, and probably one of the more surprising signings of the offseason, is John Cittadino in the 77. Cittadino coming off a tenure with the Mayoda Incorporated team. A lot of people thought he would be out by now, but he has been tagged to replace Kris Wascher in the 77. A move that a lot of people actually criticized, as people claim Kris Wascher was probably one of the brighter spots of the team, and that perhaps he was the wrong person to get released. Continuing on with Dodge, we come over to one of the new teams that have earned charters for this year, the Hellfire Racing team. There is a lot of mystery going on around this team. Originally, this team was going to be comprised of Zach Rogers in the 3 and Alan Cavallaro in the 7. However, a recent driver change a couple of days ago announced that Jonathan SCAVNICKY would be returning to full-time competition driving the 3 instead of Zach Rogers. There are rumors that there was a potential fallout inside the team, and the team was actually supposed to be fully sponsored as well, but however, rumors are circulating that Zach Rogers' unprecedented departure resulted in the team being unsponsored. And there is a lot of interest on this team as well, because this team apparently didn't even have any cars until a week ago, and that they only have 2. As they head into the DuPont 500, they only have 2 chassis underneath them at the moment, so they better hope they don't wreck. That team is very, very, very odd, and it's going to be interesting to watch them, but there's a lot of mystery. Some people are predicting that team won't even make it past the first American circuit. Big changes have come to Texanity Motorsports this year. For the past couple of years, this has only been a 2-car team, and they have made some adjustments as now they have expanded to a 3rd-car team. Thanks to a couple of teams relinquishing their charge this year, Texanity Motorsports had decided to just take one up and try to expand after last season wasn't exactly the brightest for them. Joshua Collar, everyone's favorite substitute racer, is finally getting a full-time ride for the first time in several years. He'll be driving the 18 for Texanity Motorsports. The British driver definitely looking to make an impression. This is his first time in a full-time ride in so long. It's Stephen Pollard III returning to the 81 this year. He is under a contract here for 2016. The most wins in a single season record holder hasn't been exactly on fire lately, but Pollard looking to try and get back to his former winning ways. Eugene DeMax returning to the 92 as per usual, as he is part ownership of the team. DeMax unfortunately did not have a great 2015. He did manage to get a win, but the former championship contender looking to try and get back into championship form. Another team that expanded this year was the Sanctum team, as they have decided to expand to 2 cars. Sanctum made their debut last season in what wasn't exactly a great outing for a first year, but they have made some improvements from what we've been told to help increase their speed, and they've got 2 new drivers under their belt. They got rookie prospect and Swedish driver Karsten Rosengard, who will be driving a 39 this year, and Australian Cooper Cyron, who got left out from Yet Motorsports after they decided to leave the series, and Sanctum decided to pick him up. Cooper Cyron still actually the youngest driver in the series, currently about to turn 18 in a few months. But Sanctum Racing Team is a team to watch out for this year, I think. They have made some very nice improvements to their speed, and they're going to be pretty fun to watch from what the team has been telling the media. Another new team for this year is the FINGUY Saitomi Motorsports team. They are a half Japanese, half Italian team from what we've been told, and they have 2 drivers on the block. They are the main Ford team for this year, as Ford during the offseason announced that they were going to be making some big changes and more adjustments to their racing series endeavors, and DuPont Racing was one of them, as they have now their own personal team with FPM. Very interesting lineup here. JF FINGUY, the father of Jeffrey FINGUY, who will be racing for this year in what will be his final season. Now, the interesting thing about JF FINGUY is that he is one of the few drivers left in the world from the DuPont series of racing who drove in this series back in the 1980s. Currently the oldest driver in the field, somehow older than Michael Block. But this is JF Finguy's last ever racing season for the rest of his life, from what we've been told. And he is a part owner of this team, and this will be his last year. It's going to be interesting to watch him, as he is a very popular driver among our older fans for how long he has been around the racing world. James Shelley will be his teammate, the Englishman, after being left on the outside after Stuttgart United Motorsports decided to drop down to Division 2 this year. The British man trying to see if he can get another win this year, as the Englishman has been very impressive on the ovals. And the final team of 2016 is the Subaru Racing Team. William Duncan, after getting the team's first ever win last year, will be returning to his usual number 97. Secondly, the young Russian female driver Veronika Novakovsky returns this year. She is looking to rebound after what was a very disappointing rookie season for her last year, although some could argue that was also partially because of the equipment. And lastly, Kyle Nova taking over the 99 from Maxwell Chan. This is a very interesting choice. Like Cooper Siron, Kyle Nova left EI Motorsports after the team left the series looking in. And Kyle Nova picked up by the Subaru Racing Team. Definitely going to be a huge opportunity for him this year. Also, there's actually been somewhat of a hype around this team during the offseason. During preseason testing, turns out this team, who was the slowest last year, actually has been showing competence this year and has been some of the fastest cars in the field in preseason testing. So the Subaru Racing Team, they talked a lot about making some engine and chassis improvements for this year, and they seem to be following on their word. So it's gonna be fun to watch this team. It's gonna be fun and interesting to watch this team this year, and we do hope for the best for Subaru Racing Team. They are one of the more popular teams inside the fan base.